Hello peasants of the High Castle, I will review the game Blade and Sorcery. It is a VR game that simulates medieval warfare, and my everyday life of not being assassinated, which I avoid with brutal, martial arts. There are a lot of playstyles for this game like sorcery or boxing. I of course was taught from a young age Krav Maga. It's a Hebrew martial arts that shows how much things you can do by hitting the groin with your knee and finishing your opponent with a generous amount of royal fisting. In Blade and Sorcery there are two modes: Sandbox, a mode that lets you try out different weapons and magics by incoming waves of your option. Survival is based around skill and your usage of tools. You are challenged by waves that get progressively harder, but you get progressively better weapons and items. There are 3 main magics and over 20 weapon types that range from daggers to big greatswords. The 3 main magics are electricity, fire and void. With electricity you paralyze the enemy and see them foolishly have convulsions. With fire you can sling small balls of it for stunning enemies. Void is a magic that manipulates gravity. With it you can levitate and do telekinesis. You can use these magics to enchant your weapons and wield better results at killing. Combining magics with both of your hand lets you to make an extreme version of the spell you're currently using. Say combining to fireballs makes a lava/stone rock you can lodge at the enemies. You can practice more advanced ways of combat without only running into your enemies like a mindless horse and trying to hold distance, parrying and dodging attacks while they come. Or the vice versa way of jumping and charging onto your enemies like a juggernaut and quickly pacifying the enemy. Let's bring you back to 6th grade with the human body. Every part of the body has a leveling fragility. Hitting the legs or hand won't kill a person, but hitting the juicier and supple head and neck will cause the enemy to fall to the ground and die a quick death. But decapitating a limb will instant kill for unknown reasons. It's probably because of the mercury left behind by the KGB agent, clogging up their heart arteries. But I digress. The gladiators you are fighting can have different fighting techniques and armor with weapons that make them different and simple at first, but teaching them about the Chinese militia tactics makes a challenge when they enforce the true way of the people on you. Say one gladiator is fine, but a gladiator with 2 mages or archers will make you question how they are hitting you and your mental state being. You and your enemies have wide range of armor that protect your puny flesh. Civilian clothes won't help you against a longsword, but some night covering will vibe check that longsword to the ground. You can use your innate monkey telekinesis abilities that let you bring objects and weapons to you without making hell on your knees. Well, I already broke them. Throwing different light and sharp daggers or axes, hinder or kill the opponent. The weapon efficiency system is bizarre. A bludgeoning mace is less effective than a cut of piece of rock. The enemies probably are allergic to low doses of olivine in a mixed granite rock. Bows are pretty versatile in enchanting your arrows. Instead of taking an arrow, enchanting it and shooting it till it doesn't wear off. When the arrow is ready to be shot, you can light up the tip of the arrow near the end of the bow. This makes it easy to adjacent different spells to the situation at hand. Using your fists can be useful to knock out or disarm opponents, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. Using your stimulant drip bang neatly attached to your side, you can power up and activate slow motion, giving you a major strength and reaction boost, letting you to one fist punch a dude to the dank river or cliff. Textures in this game are mediocre at best. Sometimes they can appear beautiful and fantastical. There is a pirate-themed pinpoint map which marks locations you can travel to. My favorite is Greenland. It's not a sandbox location but a roque crack den, filled with sensory-deprived crack addicts that the moment they realize you already pin their torso to the wall with a sword. It has parkour and stealth areas. We both know I'm gonna just avoid and just waltz through. It randomly generated with different rooms containing rarely potions. One of my preferred map for Sandbox is the Citadel. It reminds me of my castle, but it's sieged and destroyed by bandits. There are a lot of doors, more like rat dens. They regenerate troops faster than you kill. Locally near the stairs and stone lining is rope that you can hang and heal. But there is one problem: they know how to control the earth element, throwing rocks at a rapid pace, even making the MG42 look like a child's play. Dropping down is the best thing you can do at that moment. More enclosed maps like the arenas and market choose the area you're moving to. Corners and walls are bad, because they let the enemies in close on you. The vanilla game is fine, but when you pump it up with different mods like Time Stop and Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum, Speed Loader included, it becomes high noon. You can find most mods at Nexus, and if you want a dingy site, we can finally go to my honest opinion and review part. It is a very good beginner game for VR, next to Pavlov and Super Hot. There is no real lore or story to the game, but I think could have a mini RPG escape game mode, something similar to the Elder Scrolls. Blade and Sorcery has a small tool set of items and entities, but it lets to find a lot of ways to use them. The game has a relatively easy learning curve but has high skill ceiling when learning different playstyles. And where did I hear that sentence?
Would describe as a high skill ceiling. I knew you were hiding something!
To sum things up, in my opinion you should try and play it. There is a big fan base around the game that improve it with various guides and mods. Most importantly, it gets very frequent updates that make fresh and new to try. Adding various bug fixes and additions, like lately with making some tweaks on spells, improving the feeling and weight of magic. I hope soon it will get out of early access because 3 years already gone by. I give this game a high score of 7 out of 8.5 peasants that died due to a plague. See you peasants, don't get another famine. I am watching you.